Welcome back to the Misty and Ike program. Ladies and gentlemen, you may notice something different about this week's program. Misty's gone. We fired her from the program. She's no longer invited back. So it's now just Ike and Ike ruin the internet with our new producer, Nick Pyatt.
Why am I still over here then?
Oh, rats.
Why am I still here?
Okay, false alarm, folks. Misty's still with us for now. But we still do have Nick Pyatt. Say hello, Nick.
Hello.
Hello, Nick.
You'll remember him from week 8. Oh, yeah, we have to do that thing, right? Hello, Nick.
Hello, Nick.
Hello.
Nick.
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 It's quickly turning into a Nick at Night episode.
It is. Nick in the morning.
We liked Nick's cameo so much that we begged him to come and produce the show for us.
It's true.
And here we are, having shots all switched up left and right.
It's weird.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see this later.
Yeah, let us know in the comments what you think, or if you want us to go back to split screen and get rid of Nick.
Ouch.
Well, it's up to the people. Don't blame me.
It's true.
It's the evil people on the internet.
The people.
We also have a clock in the lower corner.
We do, so that we can stick to straight up 15.
I think when I snapped it appeared, but probably not.
I'm not sure.
It is now counting down.
It is.
How now, countdown? Is that cultural appropriation?
I don't think so.
Well, we just got rid of
How
Thanksgiving.
now, brown cow? Isn't that just a kid's story?
Well, how is hello in indigenous. How? Like,
I never thought of it that way.
we can't call them Indians because they're not.
Native Americans.
That's correct.
I never thought about how being.
What's the new nomenclature, though? Isn't it called original dwellers?
I don't know. That's kind of cool.
Oh, there's a
I
new-
didn't know anything about that.
There's a new PC term for American Indians. New term for Indians. Native American name controversy. That's not it. What is the politically correct term for a Native American? Indigenous Americans
Okay.
are preferred by the native people.
I'm glad that I know that.
Yeah.
I did not know that until right now. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yep. In the United States, Native American has widely been used, but is falling out of favor with some groups, and the terms American Indian or Indigenous American are preferred by the native people.
All right. I always called them Native Americans because they were native to the America before we were.
Original dwellers is what I'm going with.
I actually like that. I'm Misty.
And I'm Ike.
The next 15 minutes,
We're going to debate pop culture.
my background's in music.
My background's in film,
I know the topics beforehand.
and I don't.
We check the internet for the facts,
And ruin it with opinions.
from pop rocks in your lunchbox.
To Happy Meal toys and swatch clocks.
Original dwellers.
Well, the clock's ticking.
You know who weren't original dwellers?
Mafia people.
They weren't.
That's right. But there were the original 5 families.
There were. And
Is that what we're going to talk about today?
Well, kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, wanted to talk about like who in your brain are the mobsters that pop into your head when you think mafia guys. Like the, like most powerful mafiosos, if you will, which a lot of belong to the 5 families.
Yeah.
So who's the number one that pops into your head?
Lucky Luciano.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Right now, but that'll change
why?
in 10 minutes.
Like, is there a story why that is the one?
No.
that
You know how
pops?
I am with names?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of that other dude from New York that whacked all those dudes, and I can't figure out who it is. So that's the first one that came to my mind.
For me, it's Al Capone.
See? That's the one.
That's
there
the
you go. Okay. The world's most famous gangster. Lucky Luciano's cousin.
I also tend to think of Bugsy Siegel as a pretty...
Yeah. Not to be confused with Bunny.
Right. So kind of, I guess, what I wanted to do... Bunny Siegel?
Bugs.
But...
Which leads us to my
get
favorite
it now.
new animated show.
Animaniacs.
No, we're not going to do that today.
Animaniacs. Isaac is in love with Animaniacs,
Yep.
and I'm probably gonna have to force myself to watch some of it
I
so
sang
that I
it.
can get through this phase of life.
Yeah. I sang some of it yesterday.
I yes,
think.
you did, and
Or
the day before,
And the day
and the day
before.
before,
And if you don't remember the words, it goes, No, I'm not going to do it today.
Okay.
And then people said, yeah.
I don't know, man. They're probably singing it at home right now.
It's time for and let's do Mafia stuff. What are we doing? We have 12 minutes left.
So, like, who are some of the other, like, most powerful mob bosses that you can think of? Like,
Okay. If you tell me the 5 family names, I'll be able to tell you.
Ooh, I would have to look that up because I don't exactly remember.
I
what
would probably
the
start
5
naming.
family names.
Yeah, I would start naming cheeses or something like the Caprese family or the pepperonis from Jersey.
I really hope that there is a pepperoni family from New Jersey.
I don't.
I
'Cause
do.
They'll come and whack us for making fun of them.
I mean, I'm going to say I love pepperonis probably more than a whole lot of things in this world.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm not making fun of them.
But if
I
your
am
last
saying
name
I
was-
love pepperoni.
Hey.
It had to come from somewhere.
Yeah. Probably your ass.
I think we're paying them respect.
I don't think so. I think
Okay.
if your last name was Pepperoni, you'd be like, hey, what are you doing? Are you talking about my pepperonis over here?
Maybe.
That's a good New York, right, Nick?
That was
Yep,
pretty
that was
decent,
great.
actually.
Yeah, that was great.
That's great, guys. Great.
Ladies,
I don't know. I think of our friend Tony Pizza. Like,
That's
he's
right.
embraced it.
That's right.
You know, he's like,
But he got
ran
the
with
whole
it.
pie. He's pizza. He's not an ingredient.
true.
He's a whole
It's true.
he's a whole deal there. Tony Pizza.
Okay, I'm
Forget
still trying to
about it.
find the 5. Okay, so the 5 families: the Bonanno, the Colombo, the Gambino, the Genovese, and the Lucchese. I don't think I said that right.
Yeah, I think so. We'll take it.
Luciano.
Luciano.
Lucchese? I don't know. The only one that really sticks out in my mind out of any of those is the Gambino family. I don't know why.
Because they were badass.
Well, I think they're probably all badass, right?
Badass. Hey, take it easy. Columbo should stick out to you a little bit.
Why?
They made a TV show called Columbo. In the era that Columbo was,
I thought
Check into a
Columbo
couple of
was
people who-
Peter whatever, and he was a private investigator.
exactly. But check into some of the people that executive produced that show. Bada bing, bada boom. We got a show going on CBS. How you doing?
Did you just make that up?
100%.
I was like, that is not at all real.
All right,
I don't
I'm gonna
think.
look it up. But
Okay.
if I'm gonna you know, in Star Trek where you can be like computer cross-reference all this shit with all this other shit. That
Yeah.
doesn't. I wish Google could do that. I wish you could
Right.
Google this and go cross-check it with that, and then it would do it. So
Or
I'm-
like you could have like the Tony Stark thing where you just drew it in the air and it all just like did what it was supposed to do.
he's basically just doing Tune in Tokyo.
Basically, yeah. Yeah. Pretty much.
Okay. Columbo crime family involvement with CBS. Let's just see what happens. Whoa.
Do they own CBS?
Well, I mean, I can't really. I'm not really at large to talk about it right now. At large? That's dumb. That was dumb. I can call my own dumb jokes out. Yeah, moving right along. I don't think this is a rabbit hole worth going down.
Okay. Okay. Do you want to know a little bit about your number 1, your Lucky Luciano?
He killed the most people the fastest. I'm guessing.
I don't think so. Actually, I don't think he did. He did. He was a mob boss, so he actually wasn't like one of the hitmen. He got to call the shots as the head of the Genovese crime family. But what's super interesting about him is the way he died. So he got caught and he got put into prison here in the United States. And then after he was released, he got deported back to Italy, where he started running his big drug operation there. And he was actually in the airport in Naples, and he was being followed by somebody from, I think it may have been the FBI. And he died of a heart attack walking through the Naples airport.
Whoa.
Yeah, he wasn't even that old. Yeah. And so they were actually investigating him to throw him back into prison. And he died of a heart attack before they could do it. While being followed through the airport.
Do you know which gangster killed the most?
I don't.
Richard Kuklinski.
I don't have any idea who that is.
After his murder convictions, Kuklinski gave interviews to writers, prosecutors, criminologists, and psychiatrists. He claimed to have murdered anywhere from 100 to 250 men. It's a big
Holy
difference.
crap. Yeah.
Often in gruesome fashion. Most of these additional murders have not been corroborated. So basically, this dude got locked up. And he's like, I've killed 100 to 250 men.
But there's a huge difference between 100 and 250.
That's
but I guess, I mean,
literally what I just said.
but really, is there? Like, after you kill like 5, do you think you hit that point in your head where you're just like, it doesn't matter anymore?
I mean, in some cases,
Is it
like an
kinda
ice cream
like-
eating contest, yes. But if you're related to anybody in that 100 to 250 people, like we could equate it to some people now that are like, just let's all go outside and let everybody die. It would matter if you were related to one of those people that died.
That's a really good point.
But this
That's
guy
a
sounds like a-
really good analogy for it too.
He sounds like a friggin' liar to me.
I think so. It's kind of like I feel the same about like those serial killers that are like, oh, you got caught for like 7 people, and then they get in and they try to cut a deal, and they're like, maybe I killed 12, upwards of 27, and it's like, what? Like, no, if you want, first of all, you're never gonna get any kind of deal that you're gonna get out of prison at that point. So
No,
it doesn't
no.
even matter.
Yeah.
Like whether it's 12 or 27 or 7. So like.
See, this is saying
I don't
something
know.
different now. This one is saying that the number one killer of all time is Abe Kid Twist Reles. R-E-L-E-S.
Who are these people? You know what's cool? I've never heard of any of these people.
Yeah, he was a natural born killer. He was a violent and unpredictable man who also a member of Murder, Inc. This was a notorious enforcement arm of the American and Jewish mafia, believed to have viciously murdered up to 1,000 people. Okay, when I first read that, I thought he murdered those 1,000 people by himself. So it's
Murder,
this
Inc.?
this whole team. So, but he was known for using an ice pick on his victims, which he would ram into their brains through their ears.
I don't feel comfortable with that.
When he was angry, he used murder as a solution for his anger, murdering a parking lot employee for not bringing his car quick enough.
Oh,
This
so
guy
he had
sounds like a guy I would hang out with.
He had like no regard whatsoever for human life.
Not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit.
Yeah.
Wow. What about John Gotti? I feel like John Gotti is somebody that was like alive and around like in like the same time that we were.
Yeah,
Like,
his kid's got a reality show.
Right.
Growing Up
Those are his-
Gotti,
right.
I think. Growing Up Gotti, let's look it up. Growing Up Gotti.
So he was born in 1940.
I broke my pen when I had that outburst a minute ago.
I'm sorry. Do you need another pen?
Well, I would just like to point out to the Cosmopolitan of Las Vegas, I leave with 3 to 4 writing utensils every time I leave your establishment. One of my favorite places to stay. But your pens are crap.
And I also, my pens that I use, because I also do the same thing. Every time I stay at the Peninsula in Chicago, I walk away with like 4 or 5 of these.
But that looks nice.
I was just going to say, I would be willing, because I have like 4 of them in here, to give you one of my Peninsula pens.
Goes
Because they
against
are
me.
nice.
I haven't stayed there, so it goes against my writing utensil rules.
Didn't know there was a set of rules.
There's always rules.
That's what the mob said.
That's what I'm saying about the mob saying it.
So are those the Growing Up Gotti? Those are actually John Gotti's kids. They're not like grandkids or anything.
I think so. I think it's one of his wives and some of his. It was 2004 to 2005.
It was that long ago?
Yeah.
God, I'm getting old.
What?
So he avoided prison during the 80s,
Good for him.
but
Yeah,
finally got
yeah,
behind bars in 1992.
That's right.
5 counts of murder. But in 2002, he died of throat cancer in a Missouri federal prison. Why do you think he went to prison in Missouri?
Why do you think he got throat cancer when he got there?
From the smoking.
Oh, I was going to say all the stuff the other prisoners were doing to him.
That makes you have cancer?
Well, if you do it enough, you can get cancer from anything if you try hard enough. Moving right along.
But why? Maybe I just don't really necessarily understand federal prison rules, like where you go.
Prison rules.
Like if he got arrested in like New York, which is what I would assume, why did he go to prison in Missouri?
I don't think there are any rules about that. And I think it's a lot of it is like he'd be too close to home. They ship you
Too many contacts.
Yeah,
and
they
still have.
bust him out or something. You know,
Right.
people smuggling him stuff.
Interesting. So they can do that. They can move you from a federal penitentiary to a different one. So you're not close to.
Well, some federal places are just like a line on an Air Force base. It's like, hey, don't walk across that line. Like some of them don't even have fences.
Really?
Yeah.
Because
Fed time, man. Fed time. You don't.
Well, that's weird because the only federal penitentiary that I know of is Leavenworth, which is in Kansas, and it's like high security.
Yeah.
It's like that's where they send like the
killers
troopers.
and stuff. But the guys who got like tax fraud and tax evasion, they're on some Air Force base somewhere in Georgia. They're like, don't leave.
Really?
Frank. Don't leave, Nick.
So that's like white collar kind of stuff.
Yeah. Did I say blue collar? I meant white collar.
You didn't say collar at all. I was asking the question.
Hey, caller, I don't even know her. Hey, how you doing? We got 51.
Isaac wants to be in the mob.
I do. I always have.
Clearly.
Always wanted to be in the mob.
I did not know this.
I'm freaking from New York and shit. You know, I'm from here and from there. I know a guy. I know a thing about a dude. This guy over here is doing all right for me. All right. This lady taking a sip of her drink. You know, everybody's doing all right.
How
here.
long were you in New York after you were born?
Long enough to get the accent. All right. I can't talk about it.
Was it like a year?
It was a little longer than that. All right. Take it easy.
No, I'm serious. Like how
you
long
know
did
how
live
long I was
don't.
over there.
I don't.
2.5 years.
I did not ever know
But
that.
the whole family, they brought their accents down to North Carolina with them. And then they said, hey, how you doing? You're going to grow up like this. I said, all right. We're going to have a little secret in the family.
I don't even know what to say right now. First of all, this is complete news to me that you had this you have been harboring
Everybody knows.
absolute ridiculous.
Oh, we're not going to get the slaps anymore.
We can still do a slap.
We need a new slaps.
We do need a new slap. We
You
got
know-
claps.
Oh, that's claps. Nicholas making it clap.
Nicholas making the claps.
I
I can't do New York like Isaac can.
I'm just saying, you want to bring the Mafia to Misty and Ike. The Mafia is going to have a little something to say about it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I'm saying.
Amazing.
Is the time up on the clock right there? Is it still on the screen?
Indeed.
It is.
Well, as long as it's not Friday.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.